there, Matthew. My name is Megan McCracken, and in this video, I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks of some things that you can do to improve your online presence and be able to reach more customers, and be able to grow your company. And if you're wondering why it is that I do this, excuse me, the main reason is just so I can have create something of value for business owners like yourself, so that even if you decide not to move forward with me, I do want to help you out. So hopefully you can implement some of these tips and tricks. So we'll kind of just get into it. And if by the end of this video you are like other business owners and come back to me and say, well, Megan, I like these tips, but please just do it for me, we can talk. We can see if any of this is a good fit, if one or any of these services would make sense for you. But if not, again, I hope that they can be helpful. So the things we're going to be going over today are first, content, second, backlinks, and lastly, Google Maps listings and citations. So firstly, as far as content goes, so obviously that's just, the bread and butter of your website. The first thing I would suggest with your website is just to make it a little bit bolder, to have more of like your brand coloring throughout it. And I'm not sure exactly what website host you're using for the creation of this website, but there are some that can do it really simply for you, have it all kind of built out. And that would help just to get more engagement and get customers to stay on your website, which Google actually does care about. So a lot of times if people come here, they might click out of a website like this just because it doesn't catch their eye immediately. If we look at one of the big roofing gurus of Utah, this is Roofing Utah. And as you can see, they're really bold. They have a lot of their branding is all throughout, and it really catches your attention once you get there. Secondly, Google, as a rule of thumb, likes to see about 1,500 words on the homepage of content. Your website has just under 400, and Salt Lake or Utah Roofing, it was just under 1,500 when I counted it. So they're on their way to being right under that 1,500 limit. You still are a ways off, so that would be something that you'd want to do. Obviously, making sure that your content is relevant and has a lot of the keywords that you would want to be trying to rank for, which I'll get to in just a second here. But that's the first thing. And then all subsequent like sub pages, like service pages and such, you'd want to have about 500 words. So that is the first thing, is just improving that. Now, with that content, like I mentioned, you want to make sure that it has relevant keywords to what you're wanting to service, which is obviously roofing. So if we look over at what you're ranking for, you can use Ahrefs, SEMrush, like SpyFu, or different websites that you can use. You're only ranking for some of these, and even for like your company name, you're in the 30th position. So you're not ranking for any of these, which is a lot of searches that you're missing out on, especially because if we look over here at Roofing Utah, they're in the top 5 position for like so many of the relevant keywords within Utah, including like Provo even. But then just Utah in general, they have Salt Lake City, Utah Roofing Contractor. And so like one that I wanted to point out was, let's see, I lost it. That's okay. But like even metal roof contractors near me, they got 93 people who came to their website today. This is all just showing for today. Um, and so that's a lot of searches that you're missing out on by not having those types of keywords and buzzwords on your website, so that people can find you a little bit better. And then there was another one that they actually are ranked 11th for, but Salt Lake City Roofing got 800 searches today. They got 29 of those searches, so still not bad even for being in the 11th spot. But 800 searches is a lot of opportunity and a lot of traffic that you're not getting to your website because those keywords aren't listed throughout your website. You can embed them into photos, you can have them on the pages. Don't use AI because Google hates that. But if you can start with that, that's going to help you out so much with ranking higher so that you can start showing up for some of these searches. The second thing is backlinks. So backlinks are the popularity contest of Google. And so it's just other websites pointing back to your website and linking back to your website saying, you guys are the experts and they recommend that people come to you. So for Roofing Utah, they have 40 referring domains. Google actually only cares, about the ones that don't have a zero next to them. So they have about like 20 referring domains. And then in your case, I didn't see how many you had. You have, let's see, 6 referring domains. And Google also wants to make sure that they're relevant, right? So Local Business Utah is actually a really good one to have backlinks for. But you'd also want to have like construction pages, like Roofing Utah has Construction Next. just as an example. And as a rule of thumb, you want to about double what your competitors are doing. So these guys only have 20, so you can be chasing after the same links they have, and then 20 or 30 more of your own just to start. And then if you can get even more, great. But that would be a really good start. And there's a website called Link Juice where you can be chasing those down to help you out with that. So that is the second thing, are backlinks. And then the very last thing is Google Maps listings. So that's when, like, just Utah roofers, if we look these guys up, we've got Roof Utah, Roofing Utah Inc., and Legacy Roofing are all in these top 3 slots, which is where you want to be because no one is clicking past these top 3, or yeah, no one is clicking past these top 3. And then even if we did, like, let's see, Roofer Salt Lake City, if we wanted to go with more within the Salt Lake City hub. So we have these top 3 instead. Because I live in Clearfield, so some in Davis County are what showed up for me. But you want to be in these top 3 slots, and the way that you get them is by having citations. So that's just having your company's Google business profile information cited on a bunch of different websites throughout the web. So, YouTube, LinkedIn, Yelp, Facebook, just to name a few examples. And if we look over here, this will show you how you're doing compared with your competitors. So you actually only have 14% of their citations. So, and that's for certain keywords like roofers Utah, roofing Salt Lake City, roofing South Jordan. I put in like several cities. And so you only have 14% of their citations. And these are all of the opportunities where your Google business profile is not listed. So if you can start to chase these down on Whitespark or a different website, Whitespark's about 30 to 40 bucks a month, depending on your plan, then you can start to get, move up the rankings. And it'll even show you how many points each of these are worth, because just like backlinks, they're not all created equal. And then you'll be able to, again, start seeing yourself show up in these top searches. So if you're showing up here, if you're ranking down here, and then plus if you ever decided to do like paid advertising, you would be golden. But even if you decided not to do Google Ads, which is another option for you, you can still be set up really well for yourself in the long run. So those are my recommendations. And again, if you want to hop on a discovery call, my phone number is 385-315-7439. But if not, I hope that this was helpful. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.